Hey guys, a very happy new year to you. It's time for the final game of 2017 from me, and today we're playing against RedDiki, and I've just joined a random game and we're going to be the Soviets today. So yeah, it might already be 2018 if you're watching in Australia or New Zealand. It's about 3 PM at the moment in the UK, so still a little bit of time to wait, but I'm looking forward to the new year. One of my resolutions is to not be as shit at this game as I am at the moment. So we'll see if I can fulfill that. So let's have a look. Hi, hello to you. Yeah, but I just want to wish you all a very happy new year, and I hope it's a good one. So I like the look of this hand. There's lots of ops. We've got a big card with Red Scare. We've got Captured Nazi, so we could get some quick victory points with that. Special relationship isn't too much of an issue. We'll probably be spacing NORAD, and we might also do the same to Eastern European if we get to Animal in Space. We have defectors as well, so that makes me sort of inclined to play Red Scare. So we'll see what he does with his hand, with his setup, sorry, and we'll go from there.
Да здравствует наша славная Родина, ее свобода, ее независимость. Под знаменем Ленина вперед, победа!
So he sets up normally, so he doesn't have Marshall Plan or anything like that. I think we'll go with what we said and, purge him. See if we can ask Mr. McCarthy for some help. Then we'll be cooing Iran with US-Japan Mutual Defense Pact, which I sometimes don't like triggering because obviously it makes the chances of Korean War succeeding that little bit less likely. Okay, so he 5-year plans us, and he pulls. He pulls Japan. Okay, so we won't be using Japan then. So in that case, I think the next best thing to coup with is East European unrest. Yeah, we do need to move into South Korea fairly sharpish then, in case he has the Korean War card. I suppose even if he does, he only has one op. So if the worst comes to the worst, we could take it outright with the China card. So I'm not overly worried about that. So let's coup Iran. Nice. Very, very nice. So he might try to counter coup that. It's not an impossible counter coup. We only just took it. We have just the right amount. So he might try to coup it back. He might move out in the Middle East. He might make a dash for Thailand. There's a number of things he could do here. Obviously, he's going for the counter coup with Marshall Plan, and he rolls a 1, unfortunately for him. So, given that, part of me would like to play Arab-Israeli for the event, to try and kick him out of the Middle East completely, but a couple of problems with that. A, we're not guaranteed to succeed, and B, we'll leave the DEFCON at 3, so we could have another go at cooing Iran, and I'm more concerned with protecting Iran than, kicking him out of the Middle East entirely. So, we'll just go for Panama. Oh, nice. So we get ahead there. After this, I think we'll play Special Relationship into South Korea. Move into Afghanistan and Pakistan. Take Lebanon to get Middle East domination with no American presence, which is a big 6 points. Priorities for him at the moment, so he needs to think about moving out in the Middle East. He needs to think about moving towards Thailand, so he takes Lebanon, which is wise. So I think given that, we'll trigger Special Relationship. It's not too much of an issue at this stage. We'll take Syria to get Middle East domination, then we'll start moving into South Korea. So he goes for Canada. So yeah, we'll take Syria and then move into Korea. So ways he could respond to that, he could be thinking, "Oh right, I don't want to give him domination," so he might, he might make a run for Egypt. He might go into Jordan to threaten Saudi Arabia and Iraq. Similarly, he could go into Malaysia to make the run for Thailand. If he has Korean War, he might play that now, because he probably understands that it's quite unlikely that he's going to take it. A number of things he could do here. Oh, another big 4 card. Okay, so he decides to take South Korea, which is interesting. So he's obviously feeling confident now. We've got to respond to that really, by taking Pakistan. Yeah, it's always a very ballsy play, I think, when the Americans take South Korea before the Korean War card is triggered. Which makes you think that maybe he could have it. He can't space race it though. So yeah, but we sort of had to take Pakistan there. We can't just let him have an easy Asia domination. And there's Asia. Okay, so it's good that we did that. So we're now going to get 2 points from captured Nazi scientist, and then we'll space NORAD to try and get 2 spaces ahead on the space race in turn 1, which I think is a good place to be. At the same time, it's also important not to go too far, because when the mid-war comes around, you get all those nasty American 2-op events like Voice of America, grain sales, etc. And it's important to be able to space race those. So he plays Formosan for the event, so he might be making a dash for Taiwan soon. Nice. So we've got a dog in space in turn 1. Some very early advances on the space race for the Russians. Yeah, I think the best play for him now would be going to Thailand. Okay, so there's Suez Crisis, so he's wise to get that out of the deck early before it can cause problems when France comes into play later on, after de Gaulle. And obviously we take 2 out of the UK, but we've already played Special Relationships, so from our point of view that's not a huge thing at this stage. Yeah, so he moves into Malaysia.
The seeds of totalitarian regimes are nurtured by misery and war. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife. They reach their full growth when the hope of a people for a better life has died.
Okay, so we had defectors in our hands, yeah, so we know we're not going to get defected here. I quite like Decol. The only problem with that is we are sort of giving up the coup. But I'm thinking with Decol, if we put one into Algeria and threaten France, then we sort of force him to coup that to protect France instead of coupping Iran. We'll probably overprotect that with nuclear test ban. So yeah, we'll give him some things to think about. Oh, duck and cover, nice. So we don't actually have to worry about that now. So I think what we'll do is we'll place 1 into Thailand, 1 into Indonesia, 1 into Angola, and 1 into Algeria. So what we can do now is we can take nuclear test ban, we can grab Thailand, and then we can walk into France. So we're now ahead in every region, which is great. We've also got Korean War, which hopefully will turn out in our favour. I think I more want to play that for the military ops though, because he also doesn't have Indo-Pakistani War because we have that, so that'll be another source of 2 points for us. There's Europe, so he wisely plays that now. I think what we'll do is then we'll go ahead and play the Middle East. Just sort of rack up on these points. I suppose his thought process with playing Formosan is that he takes Taiwan and then I'll have to roll a 6 on Korean War to be successful. So I think if we play that soon, we can get a better chance of taking it, basically. I wonder who that is speaking in Spanish. I don't know if any of you know who it is. I assume that it's either Fidel Castro or Che Guevara, but I'm not sure. If anybody knows, can you let me know, please? Okay, so he has socialist government, and wait, what am I doing? He decides to trigger it, so he now actually has no presence in Europe. It makes me think that he might have some other nasty events, like D-Style, so he chooses to trigger socialist governments, which is easily repairable. So yeah, he'll probably just go and repair that. He might only put 1 into Italy, which is sometimes the case. And he starts building on South Africa. Okay, so I like Korean War now, before he takes Taiwan. If we don't get it, we don't get it. It's not the end of the world, but my main concern is the military ops. And we don't, unfortunately. I hate that noise when you fail a roll. I feel like it really sort of rubs it in, the fact that you failed, just a big bonk. It's like a punch to the gut. It's not the noise you want to hear. Should probably take Iraq soon, given that he's in Jordan, Spain as well. I suppose we'll use independent Reds before he plays Romanian. And he plays Romanian. So in that case, we'll probably space independent Reds now. He goes back into the UK. So yeah, we'll take Spain. It just makes things harder for him, building the country count back up. I think I'll keep Indo-Pakistani War, just to prevent him from potentially redrawing it. And he takes the UK back. He seems to have a very low ops hand if he's just using one op card. So I think on that case we'll go on the offensive in South Korea. He might have D-Style, might have NASA, I don't know. He just seems to be playing really sort of low op cards. What else has he played? Socialist governments. Yeah, he might have a pretty poor hand. So I think we need to sort of optimise on that and go on the offensive. Yeah, there's Vietnam. So it's not a great hand for him. Yeah, will you in it? Or do we? Hang on. He has 3, we have 5, so we'll still have domination. Yeah, we might as well just get rid of it and fight him there. We need to overprotect Thailand as well. We probably should have done that actually. But what are you going to do? And there's the goal. Yeah, he breaks Thailand, which is wise. So that puts us in a bit of a predicament. We should have overprotected it.
So my country's purpose is to help us move out of the dark chamber of horrors into the light, to find a way by which the minds of men, the hopes of men, the souls of men everywhere can move forward toward peace and happiness and well-being.
I quite like socialist governments here, so we can kick him out of Italy, and he won't be able to access it unless he moves into, say, Austria. And by doing that, we can create an extra threat for him while still repairing the very careless damage that we allowed to happen in Thailand. So I like that play. I think we'll do that. Oh no. Okay, it's not what we want to see. Yeah, we'll kick him out of Italy and then take one from West Germany. So we'll just repair Thailand. If he flips it, we can grab South Korea with Warsaw Pact. It's not the end of the world. My main concern here is taking Italy. So that'll give us a nice 7 points in Europe. Just going for the coup. Wow. Kicks us out of Iran. But he can't reach it yet, which is good. And we're successful there as well, and we get military ops, which is nice. So we still can't reach Italy, so we'll take South Korea off him. You know, we didn't waste the China card last turn. I might play containment with UN intervention just because of the lack of ops that we have from Red Scare. There's NORAD. Okay. Don't really get that, to be honest. You know, I know we've just used Warsaw, but it will come back at some point. We'll start moving into Italy. Yeah, quite an abnormal play. There's Asia, nice. I suppose if we use D-Style now, the only question is where do we take it from? Because if we take it from Romania, then we give him a point, don't we? But I suppose 6. I suppose we can afford that. I mean, we'll take 1 from Vietnam, and then we only have to take 2 from Romania. So we're not giving him Romania. You know, he still has to put influence in there. And then we'll go to the northern and the southern tip of South America, and then place 1 into Mexico. Oh, sorry, there's 2 left. Let me do that again. That's what was it? 2 from Romania, 1 from Vietnam, and 1 from Finland. Yeah, Mexico, Chile, Venezuela, and I suppose if we take Italy, then that then becomes a game-winning score, doesn't it? So yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, we're close to victory already, which is nice. Got 2 rounds left. He must have blockade as well. I don't think we've seen that. There's Fidel. Right. I think those ops could have been better spent elsewhere. I mean, we've already seen Asia scoring. You know, he could have gone into Iraq and then threatened Iran. You know, I do understand that Southeast Asia scoring is coming up, but at the moment I think he's got more pressing issues on his hand, particularly in Europe. Could try to get 2 points from this, I suppose. Go for Pakistan. No, we don't, unfortunately. But I think, you know, it was only one op. We can't properly defend Iraq with it. I think it was worth the trade for just one op. If I were him, I'd take Romania just so that Europe doesn't give me the game. You know, he'll get that one extra point from Romania being a bordering country. There's Cambridge 5. So he does do that, which is a good idea. And with this, I think, I guess we'll take Iraq. Give ourselves Middle Eastern domination again. Yeah, so things aren't looking good for democracy, I have to be honest. But you know, it could all change. I mean, we're very vulnerable to Voice of America at the moment. So we'll just have to see what comes of it. And there's NASA. Okay. I don't understand why he took Jordan there, to be honest. Because we still got Middle Eastern domination from him giving us NASA. And also, he had one in Jordan already, so when Camp David Accord comes out, he'll get Jordan from that anyway, so a little bit of a misplay in my opinion.
Недавно принятые в члены Организации Объединенных Наций государства и передать им пожелания благополучия и процветания.
Okay, so not a bad hand by any means. There's a couple of pesky American events, Panama Canal and Oasis, excuse me, OAS in particular. John Paul isn't a huge deal because Warsaw hasn't come out yet, so if he wants to fight us there, then, you know, I can live with that. I think another problem for us is, apart from South Africa, we don't really have any coup targets, which makes me want to play We'll Bury You, because then we'll get 3 points from that if he doesn't have UN. I don't think he does anyway, because we played that last turn. So yeah. There's a number of nasty events that he could headline. Voice of America, Grain Sales, Colonial Rear Guards, or Howland, Stop Worrying. He might be trying something crazy here in Europe. Maybe he's got ABM, and if he takes it to 5, then we Q, he can bring it back up to 5 and Q Italy. I don't know. Yeah, he's bringing it up to 5. Okay, so in that case, I mean, we can't really Q anywhere apart from Thailand. I suppose now we can actually realign West Germany though, can't we? Just what with, that's the question. I want to keep Quagmire. I suppose we could use that. Hang on. Then if we realign Italy, he could coup. Sorry, if we realign West Germany, then he could coup Italy. We'll try it anyway, because I think I'd rather have West Germany than Italy. You know, it's a lot is a lot less vulnerable. Nice. Nice, we kick him out. So, you know, he does have one in East Germany, so he can walk back in. But he might prefer to coup Italy. Excuse me. Cuban Missile Crisis. So he's just walking back in. The problem is we can't really fight him, because if we use East European, then we're going to lose the one from East Germany, aren't we? Could try again with kitchen debates, I suppose. And we fail, which is fantastic. So they'll probably take West Germany back. Interesting move on his part. I'm not sure what he was trying to do with it. Like I say, I think I mean, if he has ABM, he might have assumed that we were going to coup, and then he might have lifted the DEFCON back up and couped Italy, something like that. Okay, so he's going for the coup. And he takes Italy back. Okay. So that's obnoxious. So it's now only one in our favour. We just can't fight back with this hand, though. Well, we can, but I suppose we don't really need Hunter, do we? We can't coup anywhere in Central America, so we'll take Turkey, which should give us the game again. We could space John Paul for 2 more points, hopefully. And if that fails, we can try with East European unrest. It's quite an interesting game, this. Olympic Games. So it takes back West Germany. We'll still get a point, won't we? From oh no, we won't, because he's got Romania. Bollocks. Right, we'll space the Pope. Send the Pope to space, and we're successful, which is very nice. So if he's got Europe, he'll probably play it now. What are you going to do, RedDiki? Coups with Truman. And fails. I suppose we can quagmire him now. Again, he seems to have fairly low up hands. And he gets rid of Decol, so we did him a favour, but never mind. I just don't like this hand. We could say coup Venezuela with Panama. Nice. Okay. So we might take Panama, but we're still in the lead in Central America. I mean, we can still take Mexico with East European. You know, we'll put 2 of them back into East Germany and Poland, and then put 1 into Mexico. Oh no. South Africa suddenly turned into a train wreck. We've got to respond to Angola. We can't just let him have that, and then we'll repair the damage that will be caused to Eastern Europe. Ah, okay. So he gets 2 from Africa, plus an extra 1 for military ops.
We dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed.
Europe. So what I could do is use ABM. Instead of cooing, just break Italy, which will give me, I think, a 4-point domination, and then just take it outright, and then play Europe the turn after. I don't want to play duck and cover because that will give him points. How many do we get from Southeast Asia? 2. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll play that. Oh, it's just not what we want. So now I'm going to have to give him Muslim Revolution, which means he'll just undo the damage. Excuse me. Well, at the same time, he could coup Thailand, so... Alright, never mind. I suppose with this we can coup Panama instead. And we roll a 1. Oh, come on. We were doing so well earlier, now it just feels like it's all falling apart. So with Missile Ember we could take Greece, that'll give us domination, and then I think that'll give us 4, so then we can place... Alright, that's great. Then we can place the one from... the point from U2 incident, we can play that. A special relationship. Right. I've said before, I'm not a big fan of this like petty influence breaking. It's just quite tedious, in my opinion.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Again, with this hand, we can't really do an awful lot, because it's just full of like scoring cards and events that we don't want to trigger. If he causes any problems in Europe, I suppose we can score Central America for 2, then space our man into Iran, and then space duck and cover, and hopefully get the 3 from that. I know I'm just quite frustrated because we're so close to winning, yet we can't seem to make that final push, you know. Oh, for God's sake, fucking leave it alone. So we play that for 4, and then we can play Southeast Asia. The only problem is he can break any of the non-battlegrounds in Europe, and we just lose our domination, because then he gets... Well, no, then it's completely even, because we have 3 battlegrounds and he has 2 plus Romania. Oh, for God's sake. Right, so he's now taken away Europe, and he's probably going to lose Southeast Asia as well. Again, you know, we can't do anything with the hand. You know, we don't want to play duck and cover. Well, we can't play duck and cover. We don't want to play OAS. But we also can't. Oh, for God's sake! So we also can't win this turn now. We're just so close. Yeah, yeah, so far. Also, at the same time, I'm not sure why he's placed influence into Eastern Europe. You know, he spent so many ops there, and Warsaw Pact still hasn't been triggered. So he's trying to break Middle East domination there. For this I'm hoping to get the 3 points from lunar orbit with duck and cover. And there's Brezhnev. So he's just annihilating us in Central America. We're on the verge of winning a few minutes ago, and now it's just been sort of torn apart by like puppet governments and his constant breaking of Eastern European countries. Space this, hopefully get 3 points. And we don't, obviously. So we get a point from that, which is good. We would have won there if we'd succeeded at the space race. So he's now got to show us his hand. I think what we'll do is, depending on what he does, obviously play lone gunman to steal the coup, and then space astronaut to try to get those 3 points again. We could also, or we could take Venezuela and then play OPEC, because we have Sadat, so we don't need to worry about him taking Egypt away from us. So what's he gonna do? So we can't do that play now. So he gets a point from that. That's just the one card that I didn't want to see, but never mind. Oh no. No, 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 no. Right. So we just need to build up a big presence in the OPEC countries, basically. I think that's the way to go about this. He doesn't have any scoring cards, which is good. He has a lot of sort of powerful American events. So I think that's how we do it. We just sort of slam. Well, there's two ways we could do it. We could space astronaut, and then if we're successful with that, we can play Willy Brandt for the event and win. We can take Saudi Arabia and then play OPEC. Thing is, though, he's got Voice of America, so the chances are he'll try to attack some of those countries with that. I just wish he'd hurry up a little bit.
Посмеетесь, когда мы, знаете, обгоним вас и скажем: господа капиталисты, до свидания, наш поезд сюда идет. Пожалуйста, за нами.
What else did he have then? One small step, nuclear test ban. Yeah, so it's Voice of America that we need to be particularly worried about there. Everything else is okay. He does have Allende as well, which is good. He also doesn't have anything that can give him points. He has arms race if he decides to coup, but he doesn't have any targets at this stage, I don't think. There's nuclear test ban. Okay, so we can do that all he likes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play OPEC, and then next turn we can play Willy Brandt for the event and win. I must have made some mistakes along the line though, because that shouldn't have taken as long as it did. You know, we've been sort of in the high teens in points for quite some time now, and we still haven't managed to steal the win. So if he were to space race something, he could get a point, but I mean, he can't space Allende anyway, and the other events are all sort of pro him. So what's he doing? So he's going to animal in space, so he won't get that point. So that is the game. Saved by Willy Brandt. So not the most exciting game in the world, but you know, RedDiki did a very good job of stopping our onslaught. Basically, you know, he managed to hold us back for quite some time while we were very far ahead in points. And hats off to him for doing that. You know, he used the puppet government's card very well, and he, although his tactics were a little bit questionable in Europe, you know, he did a very good job of stopping us scoring domination. So yeah, hats off to him. He's clearly a good player. Yeah, okay, so he's maybe not very happy about losing, but if you watch my videos regularly, then you know that I don't like losing either. So, but yeah, that's that. So a very, very happy New Year to you all, and I shall see you all in 2018. Don't drink too much tonight, and have a good time. All the best for next year. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.